actually the Earth is not flat and it's rotating, because at the beginning one has doubts about it. What is really incredible is that it took 300 years, 300 years after those descriptions, before actually it became commonly accepted that it's the Earth rotating around its axis rather than the sun moving in the sky. So new discoveries can take a while in order for them to be accepted when they are different from what our senses see, what our senses feel. So our senses and our habit of believing that all that there is material life, is energy and physical existence, and object is all there is, and that out of this comes suddenly something we call consciousness, which we experience as humans, is a very entrenched kind of feeling and belief in human tradition, culture, and society. That is to say, in modern kind of thinking and scientific thinking. Fortunately, the Vedic tradition has a different understanding of reality, and that is that ultimately consciousness is primary, and it is consciousness and its dynamics that lead to the experience and presence of a physical world. It's very hard to make the connection, because how could it be if consciousness is a field, that field appears as physical matter? Well, this is what we would like to consider with you, and if we don't answer these questions profoundly, we'd be happy to discuss them more in discussions and questions and answers. Suffice it to say that our primary understanding is that consciousness is a field, which means it is non-local, in the same way as, for example, an electromagnetic field or a gravitational field is non-local. It's something that is not limited in space. You know, the Earth exerts its gravitational field, the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets, the galaxies, they have that gravitational field, and that field is all over and extends beyond strict limited dimensions. It is like, in a simple way, the ocean and the waves. So you have the ocean and you have the waves on the surface of the ocean. You see the waves, they are localized, and if suppose you can see only the waves, then your mind and consciousness is limited on the existence of the waves. If you dive deep into the ocean, you discover that there is a field, that is the field, what we call a field, which is the entire ocean, and which is able to create all these waves, and then you can, if you act from the deeper levels of the field, then you are able to create an effect on the whole surface of its expressions. Of course, it's a metaphor, and metaphors have their limitations, but this is just to have a feeling of how the technology works. It works from the field level. Our consciousness, individual consciousness, which means our awareness, I am aware, you are here, you're aware, I'm talking, you are conscious of it, and you have different faculties of thinking, of intellect, of analyzing, of feeling about it, of seeing things through the senses, but all of this is happening in the field of consciousness. Because if we were not conscious, then neither you will understand, nor you will think, nor you will comprehend, nor you will feel. And what would it mean for you that anything exists, that you are maybe the most intelligent person, or beloved person, or wealthiest person in the universe? If you're not conscious, then all of these things don't matter. So that's why we say consciousness is primary, and that's why beautifully Ramji, our master of ceremony, has expressed that UNESCO saying, which is everything starts in the mind, in consciousness, in awareness. Decisions for war, decisions for conflict, decisions to make a business, decisions to take a profession, to do something, all happens in the mind, all happens in consciousness. And we understand consciousness, not just human consciousness, but as a field that actually, again, manifests in different values. As you will hear, Dr. Hagelin, a great scientist, will express how this concept of field is and the different layers of expressions, just to give us an idea of how it works. So, how it works is on the basis of enlivening something which is the basis of everything, the field of consciousness. And that in the Vedic literature is beautifully expressed in Vedantic terms, and the fact that the field of consciousness is Satchit Ananda, that we are all that everything is that, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahm, Vedoham, and all of these values that are expressed, Aham Brahmasmi, are a reality in the scientific understanding today. I've had the chance and the fortune to work under Maharishi's guidance on showing, for example, how Veda and Vedic literature are actually the blueprint of our own human physiology, which means even the physical reality of our body is constructed according to the structure and function of Veda and Vedic literature. This is a huge topic, but it's very dear to my heart. I can't miss the occasion to express it to you, because it also demonstrates the profound relationship between consciousness as experienced by the rishis, and this is the Veda and the Vedic literature, and our even human body is constructed according to that, which means the shlokas, the mantras, the sutras, all of this are actually available in a physical form in our own body. And that's why human physiology is able to experience that unbounded field of consciousness and enliven it from its source, and therefore create an effect that is non-local. Because that's the main key. How can people somewhere create an effect everywhere? And that is because of non-locality. And science, physics has discovered non-locality, because in quantum mechanics, we know that things interact with each other at infinite distances, and that is called entanglement. We know that in the fine aspect of quantum mechanics, there is non-locality, and that objects can be